All right. This is chapter 3 of Darkest Space, Brightest Stars. This is a game we're picking up kind of as a one-shot filler game of a campaign that was sort of a drop-in sort of campaign a long time ago, played last time 2 years ago. So we are going to pick it up from there. Obviously, if you're watching this, you can watch the previous video in the playlist and catch up on everything that's happened so far. But to give a very, very brief recap, our acolytes of the Inquisition are made up from several different ordos, and they have been combined into one, traveling into the Coronis Expanse to find all sorts of heresy, either being Xenos, the warp, or actual heresy from humankind. They are here to root it all out, and here we go. Two months had passed since Ikazaris' head was found on a pike. The Inquisitors were investigating it, or so they said, but nothing had come of it, at least not yet. Instead, you found your stay at Port Wander over, and the massive rogue trader vessel braved them all and brought you into the Cronus Expanse at last. That was where the drudgery of boredom sat in. The ship harvested old, near-dead worlds of their resources. There was scant anyone to investigate, let alone battle for the God Emperor. You had seen nothing of Xenos, and the Geller fields of your ship had kept you from the demon spawn of the warp. The four of you sit around a small table, eating the gruel you had been fed, while the rogue trader and her crew dined on the finest feasts imaginable somewhere else, far away from you in the belly of this behemoth. And feel free to roleplay amongst yourself as you sit there and have a depressing meal.
Well, I guess it always could be worse.
Also,
Could be dead.
this is true.
And we could certainly be without food and water. At least they saw fit to give us that.
We need mere sustenance to be of service to the Emperor. This should be enough for us.
Well, I passed by the halls earlier. Certainly smelled like other people were having better food than this, but I suppose they feed us whatever they will.
Or whatever they want, yes.
Reuben, I heard you had a pretty close call with death last go round. Are you feeling any better?
Quite a bit. I almost didn't make it, but...
Yeah, Ruben, you have been confined to bed until like a couple of weeks ago.
This is a lot better than the rest I was forced to take.
Well, I hear you're lucky to be stepping away alive.
Yes, there were only two of us that walked away. Millions suffered there.
Well, it's unfortunate, but these things tend to happen.
Yeah. The fault is all the heresies. Heresies. Causes people to go to mad.
Well, it's a good thing you ain't gone mad yet.
Yes. He's gonna eat some more of his gruel, barely looking up from it.
Vedek looks round at the three of you and says, I've been examining your bodies. And pauses just slightly uncomfortably long after that sentence and says, they are serviceable, but could be improved upon. If I ever get my laboratory back, I would be happy to improve you all, enhance you all, modify you all for the benefit of the Emperor, for doing his bidding more efficiently. There is so much I could do to you, for you.
Djangus looks at the other two and looks at Vedek. And it's Vedek, is that right?
Yes.
Well, I suppose somewhere that might pass for kindness, but I'll have to decline. I'm quite happy with my faculties as they are. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very well. Too many are happy with the form they have been born with, not realizing how much greater they could be.
Personally, I found so far that things have been going pretty well. Mostly on the up and up, been finding. More or less.
The offer stands.
Well, for now I'll sit, but appreciate it, Vedek.
Yeah, no problem. Until then, if you wish to stay in these frail, imperfect forms, I will do my best to repair any damage those forms may sustain.
Out of curiosity, Vedek, exactly what kind of field of medicine did you practice in?
I am not really at liberty to say, but I enhanced the Emperor's servants. My work was little short of art.
I see. He takes a long drink from his water.
You are each sitting there, eating and waiting. The boredom is getting to be quite pervasive over the days and weeks and months. Djangus, you see stepping through the doorway a very familiar face of someone you have worked with several times. Reuben, you also recognize this fellow as Vanso Quintilian. He has his visor pulled up with his narrow nose and pointed chin. Ah, Djangus! He smiles. And Reuben, I did not think that you would have lived after your debacle in Port Wanderer.
I got you the thanks for that.
Yes, you do. He looks over to Djangus. And you? Have you been staying busy, my friend?
Light work, Vanso. Crusade things, whatever they assign me to do.
I see. Perhaps you will find yourself in a more interesting predicament soon. For I have been summoned to come and fetch you for the Inquisitor.
Oh, I see. Just me or all of us?
He looks over the four of you. All of you. Yes. We.
Well, better than sitting around here. And he will spin his gun barrel close and holster it. Puts his hands in his pockets, stands up. Alright.
I would give you some advice, Djangus. Do not be so kind to those that wish to do you harm.
Oh, is there somebody who you think is planning to do me harm that I've been kind to?
The runty girl. I will take care of her while you're gone.
It would be unwise of you to assume such, or to do such a duty.
He shakes his head. Fine. We should take care of the girl, though. She is dangerous. Even the Inquisitors know this.
Ain't gonna be as dangerous as me if you try to make a big fuss out of it, Vanso. I've seen you fight before. I was not impressed.
He puffs out his chest. And I have seen you fight. And I was not impressed.
Well, it'll be awfully hard for you to maintain being not impressed when you got a bullet between your... Never mind. I ain't here to play chicken with you. Just get out of my damn way.
Please continue. This is the best entertainment I had for a while.
Indeed.
Vanso looks to Reuben. I see you have gotten out of bed. I am quite surprised. What is it you said? Could you grace us with your ingenuity and cunning?
You ain't gotta answer that, Reuben.
Did you hear about what he did? I am surprised he is not spaced, or a part of the meal that you are eating currently. It was...
Sorry to interrupt, but aren't we keeping the Inquisitor waiting? Vanso?
I suppose that is true. Very well, you go on your way then. I have done my duty for today. I will take a nap.
Oh, don't worry, man. So I was part of your meal that you ate already today. And he's gonna wink as he starts heading out.
He looks very confused. And then he says, "Puh! Huh! Ha ha ha! I think not. Since I have a station higher than you now, I say go to the Inquisitor."
Ace gets up from her chair, pushing it back a bit, and makes her way past Vance. Elbows Reuben. She goes by. You guys got quite a history.
Anybody who meets that guy gets a history instantly.
I said what I said about him, and looking at Ace as they're walking down the hall. He's decent in a fight, but he's got a lot to learn about how to treat other people. I suppose when you come from the kind of place he's from, he has a sense he's better than others. But in that way, he's a whole lot worse.
Well, keep eyes up for him then.
I wouldn't mind making him go missing on a big ship like this if he causes trouble, but right now he's an ally. That said, though, Vedic, if you want to do some modification on him without telling other folk, perhaps what they call the old lobotomy, I would not complain.
My work is a gift. He does not deserve it. Still, what you say is tempting. I will think on it.
That was half of a joke.
But half of an offer, too. I have been bored lately.
I don't want to know.
You begin walking through the hallways up to where you know the Inquisitors make their offices. Only through just continued memory of moving through these seemingly same rooms and corridors in the bowels of this frigate, do you finally come upon a room with a large mobile table with a tactical map hovering above it. You see a woman with a headdress and one bionic eye. She is looking over this map and is looking at a planet and 2 moons hovering there. You know this is the Inquisitor Vera Tolkien. She is primarily she is the Inquisitor of the Ordo for Xenos, and she turns to you and nods and waves you each forward towards the table. "Come," she says in her grating voice. You each know her to be a psyker.
And as he enters, almost without realizing it, you can hear that Vedek looks at her and whispers, "Magnificent." And then walks forward. Bows or whatever is an appropriate gesture of respect.
And Djangus would walk forward. Inquisitor Tolkien, how can we assist you, ma'am?
Yes. You are Djangus. Are you not?
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully it is good things you've heard of me.
You survived Sacrus. It is what I've been told.
Yes, ma'am. Difficult mission, but we were able to get it done.
And she looks to Reuben and then back to Djangus. Then I put our worst Inquisitor with our best.
Djangus almost says something in response to that, but thinks better of it. He kind of looks at Reuben and looks down, kind of embarrassed for him, but doesn't say anything.
Reuben just kind of looks down at the ground a little bit.
She smiles and looks at Ace and Vedek. Yes, this is who I wished. Yes, the pilot and the medic. Yes. We are above an unidentified moon, a desert moon. I wish you to go down to the planet. There was once a colony here, but we see no life. There no one returns our calls through the Vox. We see no activity there.
Djangus kind of scratches his chin under his mask and looks at it. What can you tell us about this colony, Inquisitor? Were they dealing with any kind of particular resource?
It is not yours to know what their function was, only that there was several hundred of them. But the last contact was 50 years ago.
Understood. Are you able to share any of what that last contact was? Was it a distress?
No, normal procedures. There was no known distress or conflict on this place. You are to take a shuttle down and find this colony and report on what happened.
Understood. And he looks at the others if they're going to ask anything.
Ruben just sits there quietly.
Vedek actually seems to be just quite excited at the thought of this mission. It seems odd.
And Ace nods to the Inquisitor. I'll make sure we get down there safe and we find out what's going on there, Inquisitor.
She nods. She nods to a data slate that is across the table towards you. Information on the moon. The sandstorms are terrible. You will need to evade them in your ship. Perhaps find a way around them. I do not know. That is for you to decide. The coordinates of the colony are there.
Ace goes over to the data slate, picks it up, and starts going over the information to analyze it.
Yeah, you see essentially no real more details than she's just said beside the actual coordinates on this moon. You see the moon's properties and how big it is and all that kind of stuff, but nothing all that important. As you pick up the data slate, she nods. Well then, reports a Hangar 7. May the God Emperor protect you.
May he protect us all.
Djangus puts his hat back on, nods to the Inquisitor, then starts heading out the room.
Ruben would nod and turn as well and exit as well behind the
Ace would follow.
She watches you exit, and you walk into the hallway again. She turns and walks into a side room, leaving you by yourselves once more as you walk towards the hangar.
Yeah, as they're heading towards the hangar, Djangus would put a hand on Ruben's shoulder as they're going. Hey, Ruben. I know we don't know each other a whole lot well, but don't let people get to you. There's plenty of awful in this galaxy, and, well, if you're doing the God Emperor's work, don't let nobody look down on you but him.
It is my failure. Shall not fail again. But I must own my failure.
True, but all the same, don't let nobody kick too much dirt on you. You hear?
Yeah, that I understand. But I can only redeem myself by proving myself worthy again.
It'll happen. Right now. I got no doubt about it.
Ruben would kind of smile. I hope so.
Ace, you gleaning anything from that data slate? How bad are these storms gonna get?
Ace is going over the information as they walk, seeing if she can glean anything from the data that she's getting.
You can tell that there are violent sandstorms that ravage the surface of the moon. Particularly in the day, you see that the heat gets up to, almost critical levels for the human body. If we're talking about in Fahrenheit, we're talking about like 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Enough that it would make travel on the surface extremely hazardous. And that there is no known supplies of water above ground. There is information that there's an underground complex of caverns, both man-made and basically origins unknown, is what it says. But other than that, there's not much information other than exactly where the colony is supposed to be. It's nestled It's nestled up in on a mountain range, basically.
She shares this information, and as they're walking, just continues to look straight down at the date. Well, looks like we're gonna have to be traveling at night then.
Well, hopefully we're able to figure things out pretty quickly. We don't have to spend too much time down there. We should definitely get as much water as we can carry on the ship.
Of course. And, good question. What are the day-night cycles like? How long would they be?
Mostly it's day, a very short night. Probably 4 hours of nighttime.
She'd try to gauge when the best time to kind of go down towards where the coordinates are, position themselves, proper place in orbit, and wait until kind of the nightfall before she starts heading down.
Yeah, it appears that the Inquisitor's taken this into consideration, as it would be prime launching time soon to make it there during the night.
Perfect. Well, basically, once we get to the hangar, we load up as quick as we can and head out.
This is very exciting. I've not felt such a rush of adrenaline in so long.
Don't let it cloud your judgment there, Vedic.
My first field mission. This is this is great. The glory of it. The glory.
Yeah, let's hope it is glorious.
Glory's good, but you gotta get back alive first there.
The Emperor will protect us. This would be wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, I hope you have a good time, but a lot of people ain't gonna hear about what we're gonna be doing down there. I'm just gonna be up front with y'all. It's not a glorious assignment, but if you want to glean some personal success from it, by all means.
To a veteran such as yourself, I'm sure this is routine, but to me, this is my first time in the field. I find it exhilarating.
I'm sure you'll impress. I mean, looks around. And, well, let's get to it then.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long to find the correct hangar. It's a very disappointing shuttle in Ace's point of view. Probably, honestly, the Inquisitions and not the rogue traders. It's a very small transport shuttle that you climb into. Maybe down there. Ace, you go to the controls and are preparing to launch, and you get the signal that you are cleared to depart at any time.
Ace, before kind of going in, she makes checks of her own just around the shuttle, and you can see as she's looking at it, she's not vocalizing, but her nose is slightly wrinkled as she looks to it. She seems to be kind of gauging how sturdy it's going to be going down into the sandstorm. Eventually hopping into the pilot's seat, going through the regular routines, the checks, flicking lights, making sure everything's working. She hollers back to the other. You might want to strap in. Things are going to get definitely bumpy. This ain't a smooth ride.
Very well, thank you. Strapping himself in, and he'd been examining all his medical instruments, and he puts them away. You noticed he lingered just a little bit too long over the scalpels and all the things for cutting. But he puts them away reluctantly now, very, very carefully. It's slightly obsessive quality to the way he stores all his medical equipment, very, very precisely.
Djangus checks his guns one more time, make sure they're loaded and cleaned out, and then he pockets it and straps himself in up front to the side, one of the side chairs.
And as she finishes pre-flight checks, sort of looks around to the others, straps her own self in, and lights up a cigar before looking back to the other. Alright, y'all ready?
We're ready as we can be.
Good. Make sure you're strapped in, don't want you bouncing around when I go. And with that, she commences liftoff and going into the atmosphere of the planet.
You lift the shuttle off the deck and slowly go out into space. Behind you is just a massive, massive ship in comparison to your shuttle. You're almost like a speck of dust in comparison as you see it in the rear view of where you're going, heading down into the planet. Ace, you begin to break atmosphere, and you can see beneath you nothing but brown, as the desert floor is somewhere well beneath your shuttle. However, as you're getting closer, you do begin to see a red monitor begin to flash, and you know that to be a proximity alarm. For some reason, there's something that this shuttle thinks you're about to hit.
Is there any sensors or anything that I can kind of use or activate to try?
Yeah,
sense?
you can. Before you, it's hard to see anything because of the dust is even up here this high in the atmosphere. So go ahead and make me an operate aeronautics check, and we'll give you a +10 on that.
Let's see.
You should have any skill, and it should be in that list somewhere. I don't think rolling off the sheet even works. Oh, you hit it exactly.
Didn't last time.
Hit it exactly. So, yeah, you see your sensors light up, and you see multiple floating mechanical devices which the ship is identifying as explosives.
Ace does evasive maneuvers to try and avoid. Shit, we got explosives in the air.
Okay. So do you have any? Just make sure. Yeah, so make sure you look at kind of your special abilities, like you have the right stuff, which possibly you could use here, if you wanted. Just know that fate points are spent. They will not be able to be recovered until after this session, so... And then you have Hotshot Pilot, which I don't really know what it does, but...
I don't either.
I'll bring up the thing for it.
Yeah, if you want to look at that. That's
I believe it gives you additional degrees of success, but I could be wrong.
That's Enemy Within, I think, is what that stands for.
Okay, so I So I failed, right?
No, you haven't rolled yet. You're the
Oh.
last. So that was for your sensors,
Yeah.
and I gave you a plus 10, unless that was added in.
No,
it was. It was.
I added it.
Oh, you did fail. I
I can still use the right stuff though.
Yeah, you could use the right stuff for this next test. You absolutely could.
Okay. And sorry, what do you want me to roll?
So what happens is, as you fail that roll, your sensors are going off, but they're going off quite late, and you're going to have to make a aeronautics roll with a -20 to avoid them.
Oh. I can use the right stuff for operate as well.
I believe that's what it said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. You can use the
Yeah,
right
for the
stuff.
for the original roll. Yeah.
Well, I mean, or you could use it now, right?
Okay. If I fail. So you said, sorry, piloting.
It would be aeronautics again. You're in the
Okay.
atmosphere. Well, that's definitely a failure.
Oh. Okay, so I guess I'll use the spend a fate point then.
Yep, you can spend a fate point. So these things are just right out of the blue on top of you. Why don't you describe how you narrowly evade all these?
So as the sensors just go off way too late, or almost too late for her to avoid it, she kind of adjusts the throttle to, and everyone kind of feels that jerk and that pull against straps kind of against their chest and their lap as she drastically just slows down the shuttle and makes it kind of quickly turn, do a barrel roll to the right as she's avoiding some of these explosives in the air. And she's just flicking switches and turning the ship from left to right as they slowly descend. She's gripping her cigar kind of with her teeth, almost snapping it in two.
And what's everybody else doing as this is happening?
Ruben is gripping where he's at, watching. Is everything? Oh, it was damn good. That's a big old gasp of air as he was holding it the whole time.
Vedek is clasping his medical case to him tightly and sort of protectively. And he seems to be praying. But despite the situation, it's not so much nervous or sort of panicky as fervent.
Djangus kind of grips onto either side of the chair that he's in as they're going, and it's just whispering curses under his breath with each turn and shake, trying to avoid the explosives. And then once they clear, a lot of them, he takes this. Oh, god damn! I'm glad you're in that chair and not one of us.
Yeah, me too. One of you mind kind of getting up here, seeing if you can scan those, maybe see any sort of origins, if they're emitting any sort of technological signature?
Someone can make a scrutiny roll with a -20 if they want.
I guess I'll do it since I'm already up there. Nope.
Yeah, you just know that they're floating bombs, basically. You can see some mechanical structures of how they're floating. They basically have like small, like little engines underneath them that are keeping them propelled. But other than that, you really can't find any details about it.
No, it's just coming up as bombs, Ace. Can't get much from it.
Oh, shit.
Without seeing how he got there, you suddenly notice that Vedek is standing right behind your chair and just peering out at them. It's a fascinating
the
technology.
Sit down!
Ah, sorry. Technology fascinates me. Please do not allow me to disturb you. You are doing a more than adequate job.
And she just, her teeth still kind of leaving marks on her cigar. She takes a hand. She takes a big drag of it and puffs it out amongst the electronics in front. Hope we don't run into any more of that.
Yeah, as you dive through the atmosphere, the sensors begin to display that there is no more potential for hitting anything. You get lower and lower towards these coordinates, and you begin to kind of circle where they are, probably 1,000 feet, 500 feet above. And you notice wreckage below of what appears to have been an outpost, at least at one point.
What looks to maybe, I don't know if we can tell from this point, if we can even scan it with what we have, but what kind of damage does it look to have sustained? Does it look like from its artillery or
go ahead and give me a
else?
scrutiny.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not sure. Other people can try to if they want.
Sure.
Which skill was this? Sorry.
Scrutiny.
Okay.
Mine is at half because I'm not trained in it, actually.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be
It's just
it's
half.
both perception. So it'll be like 18.
Yeah, that's fine. No.
Nope.
Not training it as well.
Yeah, nobody is sure. The augers on the ship are very, very basic. You don't see anything that would suggest fighting that you know of. But from here, it's going to be difficult to say.
Ace takes a look as they're flying down closer and closer towards it. Well, unless they're hiding in those underground complexes that there are, looks a bit dead.
Yep. We'll have to go down there and see what's going on. Can't tell much from here.
Well, I'll find hopefully a solid place that ain't gonna be any shifting sands, but toss that down carefully.
Yeah, you notice that where this colony was built, it was on a rocky plateau, and a lot of the sand is just on top of that, so landing your ship there should be safe.
As long as no other bombs in the air, she'll start flying down and find a place to settle it. It's not disturbing any of the wreckage on the planet itself.
Yeah, you're able to land without issue.
And she lands it, and after turning everything off, she looks back. Well, you've arrived.
We are alive. The Emperor is with us.
And an excellent pilot.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Emperor's the best co-pilot I got.
Ah, well said. Well said.
All right, let's go ahead and Djangus would check kind of the readings, just because he knows this environment can be pretty hostile during the day. Is it? Do they need any kind of environmental protection, or is it just?
No, you do not right now. The temperature is probably 80 degrees. It's the sun is going down quick. From the data slate that Ace had looked at before, the nighttime temperatures are pretty low. But what gear that you have with you should be sufficient to keep you warm enough. We're talking about 40s and 50s.
All right, let's go ahead and get moving before it comes a difficult time of day for us to continue.
Yeah, we got a few hours, I assume.
Lead the way. We got about 4.
Yeah, you march out of the ship. There's, in probably, 100 meters away, or all the wreckage and stuff. You definitely don't see any sign of any living creature or person.
He's gonna look around and so now that we're closer, is there any obvious damage to this area? Like, is it some like bombs went off, explosives, anything like that?
Why don't you give me a scrutiny roll plus 20? Anybody can do it.
Nope.
I'll give it a go.
Sure.
That's with plus 20 technically.
Oh.
Because mine's halved.
Yeah, if you guys don't have a checkbox in it, it's halved. You're not trained.
Yeah. You go off your characteristic and divide it by 2 if it's if you have an untrained skill check. If you have training in it, you
That'd be one
take
checkbox.
full.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Did you say plus 20?
Yep.
Yes. Are you trained in scrutiny?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
That's a good roll. Let me just whisper you this, Vidic.
Yeah, just check. Got one checkbox in it. This is fascinating. It's almost like an explosion, but it's strange. Strange. Explosion from the inside out. It's the closest I can explain what I'm seeing. All of them. This is odd.
What do you mean there?
From the inside out? Do you mean what exactly? That some kind of explosive ordnance, or what happened exactly?
See the scoring? That it is like an explosion, but the direction is odd. I do not have much experience with explosives. This is the best I can explain it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just seems like whatever happened, it wasn't from an external force, it was something inside these structures.
As far as the structures, are there any larger than others or ones that stand out?
Yeah, there's a couple bigger ones that look like main complexes or something like that. You actually notice one that appears to be in better shape than most, perhaps. But yeah, it's hard to say what's inside. You can't see everything. There's a massive hole in it, but to see exactly what's going in there, you probably have to investigate further.
Yeah, Djangus will point out, and that one looks like it ain't taken quite the whooping that the other ones did. Maybe we should take a peek around in there.
Sound logic.
Oh, Ace, you did lock up this ship, didn't you?
Ace looks back and makes sure to lock up the ship. Of course.
Alright. Can everybody be too careful? Alright. I'll take point on this one.
I'll be right behind you.
You walk into the building, and it's mostly as you would expect it, more or less destroyed. There's sand half filling it. You see, pieces of technology which none of you are familiar with, badly damaged. You can give me an awareness check if you would like. That's a good one.
But it's a bit distracted by all the technology lying around.
It's untrained.
Yeah, I think only Djangus passed that.
Yeah, Djangus has this guy. He's been walking around, and he looks and points out a crate. Ah, that might be some answers right over there. And he walks over and starts pulling out data slates. And, well, come on over and take a slate. Let's start peering through what mysteries they hold.
Are you all gonna look through the slates?
Yeah, Ace will still keep eyes out to make sure no one's coming, but she'll start reading through.
But it's going to have a quick pour through the rec technology around us in case something's remotely serviceable, just in terms of components. But
Hey, Wander, I'm having a hard time hearing you. You're a little soft to me. See?
oh, okay, sorry.
That's better. Thank you.
I'd moved my mic away from the thing.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, Vedek's going to have a sort of quick look through all this sort of damaged technology around, just in case something's serviceable, even in terms of components. But assuming nothing is, he'll go over and join them and looking through the slates.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and do a scrutiny?
Okay.
Yeah, everything you look at is appears to be destroyed. You can't find anything of value. So is everybody gonna look through the slates?
Yeah, Ruben needs to grab one and look through.
Okay, Vedic, you're the one. Most of you are reading, and it's mostly technical jargon about this moon, its composition, the caverns underneath it. You see nothing that really stands out as particularly interesting. But Vedic, on the other hand, does come across a slate with a personal log that reads what I'm going to whisper him.
See Vedic reading intently. Huh. This is unusual. Have you ever read anything like this? This is from a personal log I am reading. Unusual, perhaps bordering on heresy. Listen. She is exquisite. She haunts my dreams. I will go to her and know what it is to touch the sun. I cannot wait for tonight, for my ascension. This seems heretical to me. No?
I will know what it means to touch the sun. It sounds like some kind of strange occultism. I'm not familiar with such things, of course, but
Of course not. You are a loyal servant of the Emperor.
sure, that. And he puts the slate on the box and... Well... They didn't give us a whole lot about this colony, so I guess we can't see if there's something in the culture. Anybody find anything else in their slates? More mundane things about how this place ran? Should have been a loyal colony to the Emperor, I wager, but that certainly doesn't sound like any kind of text I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot.
No, just date on the moon. Though Ace does look a bit more into that, like what resources they pull out of it,
Sure.
or they've been pulling out of it exactly.
Let me see. Do you have anything that... give me a tech use roll. Yeah, there. It's just just kind of over your head. You can tell. You do know that there was some tech priests here. Were the main colonizers, with some support staff that were working on various technologies of the machine god and liberating this place. But you do think, from what you're kind of gathering from how they're speaking, that some of this technology might not be kosher. Some of it could at least be archaeotech, which would be technology but from eons ago, when before mankind had ascended under the God Emperor, that sort of thing. There's no overt talk of xenotech or anything like that, but
Does it say who they were liberating it maybe from?
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, she's looking at the data slate and flicking through it. Seems to... Maybe they found some sort of... dealing with some archaeotech. Looks like they were trying to... been liberating it from someone, something, not sure. Maybe that's what got him. Maybe it's been some sort of something in hibernation for a while. You think?
I don't know. Anytime tech priests are involved, it seems like it's a disaster, but we know a little more than we did at least. I think we gotta keep looking around.
I take it there was nothing more significant in that. So Vedic is looking a little bit further through this personal log and scrolling back and trying to pick something out of it, and suddenly goes, "Aha! Coordinates! Look!" He points them out to the rest of you.
Well, that's a lead.
Yes, somewhere to start.
Looking at the coordinates, how far are they from the coordinates? And does it say basically how, I guess how low it is, whether it's maybe on the surface or underground?
It's definitely a normal above ground coordinate. Looking at your data slate and kind of mapping it out, why don't you give me a let me see. How about a navigate surface?
I don't think I even have
You do
that.
not.
Okay.
I'll give you a plus 20 on that roll, though, because you have a lot of information on the data slate. Yeah, you're not able to tell for sure. You're guessing between 8 hours and 4 hours.
She's looking at it and
on with some sort of vehicle. On foot, you have, it would be days.
She looks to it and, well, it's gonna take us a while to get there. Probably it's gonna be daytime by the time we even get halfway there.
Now, just so you know, with a plane, it would not take that long. Maybe a half an hour. But as you're considering that, you hear the wind begin to buffet against the side of this building, and sand is just streaming in through all the cracks and crevices and breaches as a sandstorm appears to be starting to bear down on you.
Oh, hell. How far away is our shuttle?
Oh, it's 100 meters away, but Ace, you think flying in this might be a bit dangerous.
She hisses a bit. Can't fly there. Not in this. Ain't safe.
Well, do we wait it out? How long these storms usually last?
Would I know?
Information on the data slate specifies that they can last from hours to months, depending on, the size and severity of them. So it's impossible to say from your current vantage.
Would it be possible to, instead of just fly, like, would it be safe to fly out of here, or would that be tricky?
Like back up into space.
Yeah, and then reposition and go back down to...
It probably would be the same as it would probably be easier than trying to fly directly to where you're going. These sandstorms appear to be so bad that they reach the top of the atmosphere, so you would go up as almost as far as you would across the sand, so it would probably be pretty tricky.
Well, either we walk, which is ill-advised, or we take the dangerous route of flying back up and then back down. Or, she looks around, how deep have they actually explored this complex?
You've probably walked around the whole thing. You do see that there is in the logs, the logs, you see that there's smaller outposts, and then there is one called a refueling station that would be on the way to where you're going. That is probably an hour's walk, maybe.
We could head over here. If there's a refueling station, there might be maybe a ground vehicle we can use. Make the trip faster.
Are we going to be able to walk through this sandstorm?
Well, better than waiting.
Djangus is going to take a look and see it's kicking up. Were the sandstorms themselves considered lethal, or was it more the temperatures?
I mean, you wouldn't want to be exposed in a sandstorm for long periods of time, but mostly the temperatures. It would probably be very difficult to move through a sandstorm, but, I mean, it's not going to kill you to do so.
Well, if we try to take the shuttle, if a pilot's saying that it's no good to fly in, we're going to need that to get back home, so... Looks like we're going for a walk.
Very well.
Let's go grab some water, provision for a trip to that refueling station, and then hopefully they've got some vehicles we can use to traverse the landscape.
Alright.
Sounds like a good plan.
You quickly grab supplies and begin to walk out across the desert. The sand is pelting you against the sides of your faces for those without hoods. It stings and it's very coarse and irritating, yes. I would like everyone to make a toughness test.
Do anything with survival?
Survival would be good, yeah. You can go do survival instead.
Just checking if I'm trained in survival or not. So I'll just go with toughness. Oh. Actually, it looks like...
Where do we roll toughness from?
You can...
I think the characteristics
Yeah,
were
the
from
character...
sheet.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it from the sheet. Sorry.
It's not skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see how to do it, so I rolled survival, so I should only be at half.
Yeah, that's
target
fine.
number.
Half that's fine. So for Djangus and Vidic, it's not really bugging you so much, probably because you both have headgear, whereas Ace and Ruben are beginning to become extremely irritated by this and having a hard time walking through it. You're each going to take a level of fatigue. So on your sheets there should be a spot to put fatigue. Let me pull it up. It is, I believe, under your wounds somewhere. So what fatigue does, as I understand it, if you have anything that, if you have any, what are they called? The bonus part of your characteristic that meets your fatigue level, then that characteristic is considered halved. I believe that's how that works. I don't think anybody has a 1 in anything, so you should be fine for now.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So you're walking, and how does that like feel? I got roleplay how that is walking through this massive sandstorm for you guys.
Ruben is walking with his head down and his eyes squint, feeling the sand blast on his face is quite uncomfortable, and he's for sure thinking to himself that he's going to have sand, in places for days as he, after they leave here. This is miserable.
You're telling me. And Ace has her goggles pulled over her eyes, but she's got her vest up around her neck, just trying to keep the buffeting sands away from it. And just her skin has been starting to turn red just from the amount that it's hitting her.
Yeah, Djangus, good.
I was going to say Vedic is suffering a bit less because of his sort of full face mask and goggles. But his kind of posture is a lot more slumped now. He was kind of, you couldn't see his face before, but his posture and his tone of voice was conveying, an excitement that was, not something that the more experienced members of the party shared. And now the sort of reality of the situation, the reality of fieldwork is starting to hit him, and he is kind of slumped, and he's looking. There's a not a weariness necessarily, but a kind of disappointment and deflation as he trudges through the sand dunes wearily, step after step after step. And as you're talking, you hear him say, "This is not as glorious as I imagined."
Nope, tends not to be that way. Djangus is walking upright. He's from a planet that's maybe not as brutal in terms of the sandstorms. You're from a desert planet nonetheless. And he kind of looks back at Ace and Ruben. Never did ask where the two of you come from. This is kind of like home to me, to be fair. Probably not the easiest life for people if you're a city slicker.
I have come from a space station. All of this is very alien to me.
Yeah, my upbringing did not prepare me for sandblasting.
I come from a place with a lot of sand, more harsh industries, and the lack, the excess from that. Not quite a city. Well, not a pleasant one at least.
American hive world or industry.
Do you think this is a test? Do you think our faith is being tested here?
Well, something certainly is. Probably endurance. But no, I reckon the inquisitorial types don't send us out here to test our faith.
I see.
I think if they questioned it, you did already know.
Yes, I suspect I would. I was thinking more of a test of more divine origin, but I think perhaps I am overvaluing my significance in the world.
Well, to be fair, can't nobody be more significant to you than you.
And for the first time, you actually hear him laugh. So this is true. We are all the center of our own little worlds. Yes.
Just don't tell nobody in power that.
Eventually, you see in the distance a small building or two that look more or less whole. And Ace, your eyes go wide as you see this. I guess you could call it a hangar, kind of. And you see this massive dune buggy in it.
She sees that and she actually picks up pace, dropping her vest back onto her shoulders as she hurries across the sand. Oh, this is good. This is real good.
Yeah, you see the thing, and it has a huge auto gun on the turret. Or I'm sorry, the auto gun is on the hull, facing forward, and on the pedestal you see there's a cannon. But it will definitely allow you to move in the desert a lot quicker.
This is what we need.
We should check out a little bit of the refueling station, see if there's any more information, but definitely got what we came for.
I'll say. Looks over the buggy. Ain't seen one like this. They used to have little single-man buggies back where I'm from, Dirt Mound, but this is something else entirely.
It is most welcome. An impressive piece of equipment, I think, and one that will give us shelter. How many seats inside are there?
There are more than. You can tell it's used for cargo, because I mean this is an approximation to what it looks like. It is open air, so it's like has a big roll bar on top and that kind of thing, and then kind of like almost has like a bed in the back, and on the side of the bed is benches.
Okay.
As you are looking around, though, Djangus, you come upon what you believe is a small terminal. You can see that there's amazingly the monitor is flashing, and you can actually read what's written in there. And I'm gonna whisper you that. So some of my text got deleted there. Hold on. I'm putting asterisks in instead. It's like corrupted information. It didn't like what I was putting in there. Let's see if this works. Nope. Shit. Hold on. I'm just gonna put the word corrupted in the spots you can't understand.
Yeah, Djangus looks through and scratches his chin. The others are looking around. Found something.
What is it?
Something left on this terminal here. Through the past, she waits. The way will, it's corrupted, lead me to Aura. She tells me it's glorious. I will join her. And that's most of it. There's a lot of corrupted text here. But I'm wondering if maybe it's something more physical that this person has fallen. I don't know.
Very well could be. Seems like maybe these people here might have been misguided.
Most likely.
Well, is that buggy all in working order? Need any more gas or anything like that?
Oh, might as well take some extra gas with us, but after going over it, does it look like it's fully working there?
Yeah, you get in it and check it out, and you're able to rev it up, and it begins to... and it's ready to go. You think it's just fine. Whoever wants to man the gun on top of the turret is able to move it. They can fire off test rounds. Everything appears to be working just fine.
Looks good.
Well, so be it then. I can go ahead and take the Top Gun, unless anybody else wants it.
I'll take the forward one.
It actually is operated by the driver. The forward one is.
Oh, perfect.
Mm-hmm. But there's you can connect your own weapons to the pistol. It's no big deal. You can shoot out of it if you had to. Yeah. So are you going to head towards the coordinates then?
Yep.
Buckle in.
This thing just completely zooms through the dunes. It's made specifically for this place. Ace, you feel very liberated to be in the back of or in the driver's seat of this thing. You see in the very far distance it almost is a path through two jagged rocks that jut into the air. You see in the distance, the far distance, the sun coming up. But most of it is obscured by the sand that is whipping around you. I would like everyone to give me an awareness check with a -10.
Ooh.
Remember, you can use fate points to reroll if you so wish.
See how many of those I have. That's a hard roll.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have 3. Yeah, might as well use
I-
1.
I could give it a go if you like. I've still got 4 left, so.
I have the best chance. I'm almost obligated. I'll do a reroll on mine. Nope.
Think it's worth me doing the same.
It's up to you
I'll give it a go. I'll give
to
it a go.
consider how many you have.
And I'll let the rerolls be at base, so even though that missed, if you reroll and get it, so don't put a negative on there.
Thank you. Awareness.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Legendary.
Legendary indeed. You're trained in that, right? Wouldn't even matter, honestly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay. I'm gonna whisper you something.
Yeah, I've got one tick in that. Okay, so Vedic has been kind of sitting in the back of this buggy and bouncing up and down and trying to hold on and cradle his medical kit and keeping his head down against the sand. But he just happens to look up at, just the right time and sort of fixates on something in the distance. And he suddenly just sucks in a breath. Cannon! Cannon! Weapon! 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 And he
What is
points. It's like huge cannon! He points across to where you can see, in the distance, you can see if you can see with him pointing out, there's a massive cannon sitting on the edge of rocks in the distance. Don't know how much the others can see if I point out to them.
Yeah, once you point them out, they see that there is a cannon and a figure behind it, wearing this black armor with huge spikes on the shoulders, the forearms. The weird thing is their head is like almost oblong and pointed, and on the top of the helmet is a massive red plume. And this particular figure is standing behind the cannon, looking down the sight towards your buggy as you approach.
And with that, Ace is going to start taking evasive maneuvers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me a second here. All right. Map's pretty big, but does anybody have any Forbidden Lore Xenos or anything like that?
Nope.
Negative.
Okay.
I don't think so. No.
All right. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
That seems about right.
Oof.
What?
Oh. Yeah.
All right. Let me check the range and all that stuff. Give me a second here. What's the... I'm sure these guys are not that big a deal. It's 80. So that one's going to use a half action to wait. I believe that's a half action, yeah. You guys, there is a handout called Combat Actions, just to show you guys. So that'll give you the brief rundown of Combat Actions. This system is fairly crunchy, so we'll work through it. It's been a while since I've done it either. If my thing would expand. There we go. Delays. Make a half actions before a character's next turn. Yeah. He's going to delay until the buggy moves. That's a half action for him. Or it's a full action, but he can make a half action. So that's what 3 does. 2 is going to do the same thing.
Are these all cannons that we can
No,
see?
no, there's only a cannon by one, that big gun in front of them. The other have these rifles that look like they kind of split at the end, like a like almost like a horseshoe. And Ruben, you are on the buggy.
Yes.
So you guys can technically wait as well, and that's a full action. But then you can shoot whenever you would like, or do a half action technically.
That seems like the best option right now.
Okay. So that guy is going to do the exact same thing. Djangus, your turret weapon. What's the range on that? It is auto cannon range is 100, so you can actually shoot them before they can.
Just barely, yep. It's at max range, though, I think. Yeah, I think opening up on the cannon seems like the right idea. I think I'll do a half aim, and then a standard attack.
Let's see what the range does there. That's
I think that's maximum.
yeah.
Basically, yep.
Is that considered extreme range?
I think extreme range is over. Let me look at ranges. Take a look. Range. So I believe it has to go with there's like short, medium, long, and then extreme.
There's
and then
point blank. There's
extreme
long,
is double.
and then there's extreme. Because long is a -10. Targets that are a distance of more than double the range of a character's weapon are long. Okay. So...
Could be at medium then,
Yeah.
if it's within range. I'm trying to... There's so many range.
Yeah.
Armory weapons.
So medium range is not a thing. Short range, less than half. So you're at medium, so it's going to be nothing. It's just going to be a normal shot with your aim. So.
Okay. And this gun, it's a projectile?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I guess I have weapon training. It's heavy, though, so I don't know if that counts as weapon training.
I'm just going to just go off your ballistic skill or whatever.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. Because it's class basic. It's an auto gun. Now, are you going to... What rate of fire are you going to shoot?
I already half aimed, so I think I can only take a single
I think that's correct.
shot with a it's a flechette cannon, right?
Yes, you're right. You're on the cannon. That's right. Yep.
So that has a range of 60.
Yeah, the auto gun is hers, right?
Yes.
So you wouldn't.
So
you
it
wouldn't be able to
would
reach
be.
him. Can you reach anybody else?
I mean, I could shoot at him and just be at a major penalty.
That's true too.
Because it'd be considered long, I think.
Yeah,
at that
long is
point.
-10, so it'd be a wash if you aimed.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay.
So a standard attack is. So aim would be +10.
Yep.
For half, and then standard attack it says is +10.
Yep. And then a
So
negative, so you're going to be a +10 total.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
May the Emperor be with you. You can just roll a D100 if something's not working.
I think I got it. I think it's in here, yep. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's definitely a hit. So go ahead and roll damage on that. So that's a D10 plus 2. Yeah.
Pen 2.
Okay, so that's a 7. So that's a. If we flip it, that's a 20 for hit location, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you targeting the actual weapon?
He's so far away. I'm just shooting
Yeah,
in that direction. Whatever one I hit,
Okay.
honestly.
So I'm gonna roll a D2. Yeah, that's the dude. Okay, so let me pull him up. So 20 is the arm. So he's hit for 4. How does that look as you shoot the guy from the distance?
And so Djangus spins the cannon, seeing the other cannon being manned by some strange warrior in the distance, and just fires off flechette rounds long distance. Tries to compensate for the range, and does see some semblance of a hit score on the operator. You don't want to get hit by that, Ace. That's bad news.
Good. Well, try.
Yeah, and just as that happens, he fires at the buggy.
I guess I'll use Jink then.
Yeah, you would use Jink. He misses though.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he shoots and it just goes boom in front of the buggy, and just sand just shoots up all over the place, just blowing it over the buggy. As the cannon has some extremely powerful capabilities, clearly.
What kind of weapon is it? an energy weapon?
That one is a no. I don't believe it's an energy weapon. It is. I think it's impact.
Okay.
I can tell you in 2 seconds, but it is your turn, Matt.
Alright, I use move 15,
Yes.
tactical movement, and evasive maneuver.
Do the squares. I think.
About up to there.
Okay. An evasive maneuver does what? Is that an action?
Yeah. So I have to roll
Full.
something. They'll have -10 penalty to hit the vehicle per degrees of success for the next round.
Okay. So what do you roll? Let's see. Evasive maneuver. Operate.
Okay. I'll use a fate point.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll.
But it's operate, so it's automatically succeed. Degrees of success equal to the agility bonus, which is 4. So it'll be -40.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, and as you say that, they're all shooting. I think they're all in range now, and they're doing. Oh, they can't do called shots actually, so they have to shoot the buggy. So okay. 3's gonna go first. That hit negative. No, that misses. That misses. -40. This one shoots. Miss. Miss. How does it look as all these guys shoot and you're doing this evasive maneuver on the buggy, able to evade all these rifle blasts coming in?
So Ace is just serpentining as she drives along the road, being very careful in where she goes, seeming to kind of lead left and then going right. And there's just a hail of cannon fire that's just blowing up to the sides and to like the front left of the vehicle. And she's just avoiding all the weapon fire and the gunfire. You guys better do your jobs, because I can only do this for so long.
Yep. Vidic and Ruben, you guys are up. Because Ruben, you're holding your action.
Presume there's no... Am I beyond really effective range for a las pistol?
What's the range on a las pistol?
Good question.
30. You'd be extreme range. You can do it. I mean...
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt,
No,
right?
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Extreme range
No?
is -30 to your shot.
Okay.
Well, it didn't jam. Oh, it's reliable. I don't think it can. Yeah, so you both miss. Yeah, you shoot out the back of this buggy, but it whiffs. Doesn't come close to hitting them. So now it's their turn. So you still have maneuver going on. They're going to try to call shot some of these guys. They're going to try... Warrior 3 is going to try to call shot. Let's see. Do a 1d3. 4, actually. That's Ace. He'll get a negative 40 on his shot, and then called shot is already a negative, I think. Negative 20, so negative 50. He needs to roll a 1.
Oh boy.
Oops. I moved him on accident. I think, is that a... Let me make sure. Yeah, it's full. So it's negative 20. Yeah. So when it set, evasive maneuver, is it for any shots until your next turn, or?
Let me double check. It's
For next round.
For next round.
So it's until it comes back.
Yeah.
or-
So they're still. So they're doing. Yeah, they find that too difficult, so they don't do that. They're gonna actually shoot at the buggy, I guess. So this guy is going to shoot at the buggy. Negative 30 is what we said, right? For oh no, 40.
40.
Yep. So he aims and misses. This one is going to do the same thing. He's going to aim, so he's going to be a negative 30. Miss. Ruben, you're up again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay,
as
just
last
hold it.
time. Wait.
Okay.
Yep.
This guy is going to shoot the buggy. No, miss. Djangus.
Djangus feels like the cannon is their biggest threat, so he's gonna keep trying to pound away at the cannon, the cannoneer. Same thing as before. So plus 10.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna fade
It's going to
it.
jam if not.
I'm gonna fade it. That is.
I'm sure that's a hit, right?
Maybe. That is. My ballistic is 56, so yes.
Okay.
Or it would be 56 with the plus 10.
Yeah.
So yes.
Go ahead and roll damage. Okay. 8. So that's 5 damage. So you hit him. Let's see. What's a 15? That is
Probably an arm.
Yeah. That's the other arm. Basically gets hit on the other arm. You just see him kind of like his body jerk back as the bullet just wrecks him. And as that happens, he grabs the cannon and levels it off, aiming and firing once more at the buggy. Man, it's a good thing the buggy goes when it goes, right?
It really is.
I could wait, but I won't do that. So he's gonna shoot. That is that's a miss. Yeah, it just misses to the side, and just the sand just blows up. I mean, if it hits this buggy, you have a feeling it's gonna do some serious damage. Ace.
All right. Don't know. I can't really do that again. So I'm going to do so. We're getting hopefully an easier proximity for the rest of you to hit. I guess we'll do floor it. And so we're gonna move double our tactical speed, which is 30, and additional 5 meters, 5 meters per degrees of success, and enemies get a negative 20 to shoot the vehicle.
Nice.
We go here. Wait, shit. Yeah.
Just help you out where it is. Help!
And I guess I'll roll operate then.
Yep.
My god.
So,
Though no additional meters.
yep, and then they get negative 20 though.
Yep.
Okay. Sim and Vidic. I think, I don't know what Vidic, you have an auto pistol, or I mean, I'm sorry, Ruben, you have an auto pistol.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
baby.
so you're both at extreme range still.
Okay, we may as well give it a go then.
You can aim, and then at least you can. Sim can't, but
Here comes that one.
Yeah, I'll try and aim at the nearest one. And give it a go. Oh, did I just?
Vidic.
I hit it twice. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we'll take the first one. Your gun, it's a las pistol though, so reliable. I think only jams on a 99. So you miss, but nothing bad happens. Sim, you miss as well. Yeah, you're just not close enough for your short range weapons to hit them. And they're up. So this guy is going to, he's got a negative 20. Man, this is problematic. Okay, he's going to do a called shot, so it's going to be a negative 40. He's going to try to hit Djangus. Nope. Miss. That one missed. This guy's going to do a called shot on the driver. Going to be a negative 40 for him too. Miss. Ruben.
I can aim, right?
Yeah, you could
Full
aim and shoot, and that would be basically a you just put you're at negative 30, so you'd be at negative 20 with extreme.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be the half, right? So I'll do that. See if I can improve my odds.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you you might be actually.
Or
So you're not quite. You're only in long. So actually, you're going to be in even or a negative 10. I'm sorry. Long is negative 20, right? Am I right? That's what I saw.
I think long is. I think extreme's negative.
Oh yes, no,
I think
you're
it's
you're
kinda
even
30.
actually. If you aim, you'd be even.
all right, yeah, I'll aim. That's half, right? So I'd just fire on the same turn. Yeah, I almost want to wait till we get a little closer and make things easier, but it don't matter.
Actually, it's more than double. You're not more than double. You're actually at normal range right now. Finally, you're at 55 meters from that guy. Well,
Yeah.
you need to be. You would need to be more than 60 to be at long. So you're actually at plus 10.
Excellent. See if that helps.
That's a hit.
Just-
And go ahead and roll a d10. That's a Righteous Fury.
Yes.
So that's 16 damage, no pen. 16 minus 3. So, where's that going to hit him? A 73, that's probably torso. It hits him in the chest, and you see him kind of stagger and like tap at his chest, like surprised. But he actually doesn't fall. But you see him kind of slump a bit after he's shot. But very good. And it's that guy's turn, and he kind of takes a knee and aims, and he's going to do a called shot against you back. So this should be a -40. No. Just whizzes overhead. Djangus, you're up again.
We're gonna keep shooting the cannon. Because it's twice now that I've seen it hit near us and turn that landed into nothing. So another aim. I think we're in normal range now.
Yeah, you're in normal range.
Okay, so they're at +20, I think.
Normal range is +10, right?
It'd be a half aim, then a standard
Okay,
attack.
yeah.
I think normal is +0 base.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's a hit.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. It's only going to be 2.
In his leg.
Yeah, he's got armor the same as everywhere. So, yeah, you graze him again behind this cannon, whittling him down. It's his turn, and he is going to aim. And I think you're in normal range for him now. Yep. So it's +10, +20 for the shot.
-20 for her.
Oh, -20,
attack
so
move.
it's just even. Okay. It's a hit.
Fuck.
Okay, so
Oh,
it's the
no.
front of your buggy. Let's see. That has front is 18. So that's 17. What's your integrity?
Mm,
15.
All right, so you're in critical wounds on your vehicle. All right, let me look at this table real quick.
Yeah, I assume it's gonna be like ghost riding a bike in a minute.
Vehicle critical.
We're all about to get ejected from the vehicle.
You ever seen a buggy flip? Front ways.
None of us are about to because we're all going to die.
Where is it? Give me a second where I find this.
Maybe if Djangus holds out his hands, he could catch us before we hit the ground.
Critical effect table. Oh, thank you for saying that I need to roll on it, but where is it? Give me like 5 minutes if you want to hit the head or something.
sure.
Yeah, sure. Was that not... Okay, it wasn't a righteous fear. I can't make sure. Okay, did that.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I guess we got to figure out where it hit first. Okay, so he rolled a 12. Where's the hit location? Can you look the hit location up for me for... Oh, there it is. Wait. No. Oh, a 12 is motive systems. Okay, so that's going to be a wheel or something. 2. Heavy blow knocks a turret aside, but it is not immediately apparent how much damage the gun has taken. The weapon is now jammed. So it hits the turret, and Djangus, you kind of flinch back as the turret like is wrenched to the side, and when you like compress the trigger, nothing happens. But you kind of realize if you can realign the thing and unjam it, you can fire it again. And what's the reload on those things?
3.
So 3. It would take a while. And when she gets back, we can. So we have crit damage 2. Let's murder that. But and when she gets back, she can shoot with her auto gun too, right? I mean, I know what she's doing and it's helpful, but. So that's his third shot too, so. And I think these buggies have a special ability where they can like go like super fast. Speed booster. Okay, you're back. So basically the turret got jammed by the shot. That's what happened.
Which turret?
Yeah,
Mine?
yours. So it's jammed for 3 rounds if he wants to try to unjam it. So you can, I was just saying, there's a special thing on these, a speed booster at the bottom. You can increase your speed by 15 meters tactically, if you wanted to. I think it's a half action to engage it.
Okay.
So you could engage it and move is basically how it would work.
I'm probably not gonna do that, just due to the fact that better to try and dodge, because everything else is like a full round action. Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Yeah, she's trying to just maneuver through all the smoke that's kind of coming out the front. And she will. I'll try tactical maneuver. Yeah, sorry, evasive maneuvers. And we'll go 15. Nope. They have no negatives. Ace can barely see through the smoke that's pouring out. She's unable to perceive where the shots are going to be coming from. And she calls out to the... Can't see shit up here!
Vidic, you're up.
Okay. I presume I'm still at extreme range for everyone, so I'm
The guy in front of you, you are not at you're at totally normal range. 40 meters?
Ah.
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna aim and shoot
Yep,
at
you can
him.
do that. So it's plus 20. Standard attack plus an aim.
Okay. I think if I just use the if I use the button, it doesn't give a chance to modify, so we'll just have to do it manually.
Well, that's definitely a hit. Unfortunately, it is all soaked. So you hit the guy, but it doesn't appear to get through his armor.
Okay.
And their turn again. So they have negative 20 on their shots still. Is that right?
I
No, they
don't think
don't.
so now.
Alright. This one's gonna try to shoot Djangus with a called shot. Negative 20. Miss. This one's gonna shoot Ace with a called shot. Negative 20. Let's see here. That's gonna jam. His gun's jammed. Ruben, you're up. Ruben!
So let's do I aim and shoot again?
Same guy.
Same guy. I'm gonna try to kill
Plus
him.
20. Hit. Dead. How's it look?
Oh,
So, as cannon fire is hitting, seeing people dancing around, not being able to shoot their guns and stuff. Ruben is still zeroing in on his one target. Let's go another burst, and he looking for him to fall.
Yeah, you shoot a single bullet and it just hits, I think an 11 is... Oh man, it's almost head. We'll just say it is. Goes straight through one of, just underneath the brim of his helm into his face. Blood sprays out the back of his head and it just slumps to the ground viciously.
The only thing Ruben is thinking about in his head is redemption.
And Djangus with a mangled auto cannon, or falchion cannon.
A piece of trash, and he kind of spins it to the side and quick draws his pistol and his stub revolver, and he's gonna half aim it over the top of the smoking buggy. Things not looking good. Let me check range on
It's probably a
stub.
30.
It is.
That's medium. It has to be over 60. So
So it's
if you're shooting at the guy with the cannon, which I'm guessing you are.
yeah, it's it's long, isn't it?
It says over double. That's the way it reads.
Over doubles long?
Yep.
No. Well, I will take it. So I'm gonna half aim. I get I have a red dot laser sight on it,
Nice.
so I get plus 10 for a single shot, and then standard action is the plus 10, so it's
30,
plus 30.
Hit 7 damage minus 4. I think that's gonna kill him.
It does not have man stopper, by the
It
way. It
doesn't
is
need
just
to.
okay.
No pen, doesn't matter. So he has 3. So, and I think, yep, that's just enough. How's it look?
Yeah, so falling back on his old standby, he pulls the stub revolver out quick and just fires one off, and going to his arm, he just blasts his arm off at the elbow and watches him roll around on the ground, rolling down that hill, bleeding.
All right, Ace.
So, let's see.
He'd call out too, "I got that damn cannon."
Good. Oh shoot, I could have done Jink before. Maybe. That's fine. But I guess she'll move the tactical distance, and then she still has access to the front
Oh yeah,
guns, right?
as a half, you can shoot.
Yeah, so 1, 2.
I think the range on that is 80. And I'm assuming that's your arc, your forward-facing arc. So, yeah. So reload is. Sorry, I was looking at something else. That's 2. Okay, yeah, you can fire. You should. Oh, you don't have a gun. Just roll D100 and we'll figure it out. That's a hit. Definitely going to be a hit. Let's see. What is this thing? Damage-wise, it is a D10 plus 3. I was about to say. So that's 13. Which one did you shoot?
The one, because she
Yeah,
had to turn
okay.
the vehicle slightly, so it's only
So
forward.
that's gonna put him at 4. So how does it look? It doesn't kill him, but it messes him up pretty bad as he's trying to reload his gun.
As he's trying to reload, and she's trying to see through the smoke and the haze, being shot. She kind of turns the buggy, angling it more towards kind of that northwest angle, and starts just firing the cannons from the front, and just them impacting all around him, hitting him a few times while he's trying to get ready to shoot them again.
Mm-hmm. Vidic.
Okay, Vedic, seeing where Ace is shooting at, follows suit. So he tries to level his pistol against the sort of frame of the buggy and aims and fires at that same one.
It's going to be a plus 20.
Okay. So again, we'll have to add that manually. No.
Yeah, it's just not able to quite get a bead on it. The buggy just bouncing too much for your aim. Shoots at his feet. This guy is going to try to shoot Ace with a... did you maneuver or anything like that?
Mm-mm. Nope, just
Okay.
shot, so he's no penalties.
So he has negative 20 just from his own thing. He's going to shoot at you. Nope. Miss. Yeah, you wouldn't want to... Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that. But that's no... I didn't put any negative in there. He missed badly. But this guy spends one round to... He's reloading as he's injured. He's got a jammed rifle. Ruben, you're up.
I'll go for that guy who's already injured and jammed the rifle and do another aim.
Okay.
Shoot.
It's a hit, and that's dead. How's it look?
So feeling good about the one guy falling after he took a good shot. He sees the that was recently firing, and he's go ahead and start letting go rounds at him, hoping for the best. Gonna pray to the Emperor.
Yeah, go ahead and roll D10 too. I'm just curious, since it was a righteous fury. Oh, go ahead and do it.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
go ahead and
my
do it
God.
again, just cause I want to see.
Redemption.
Keep going until you don't roll 10.
It doesn't
Yeah,
stop.
doesn't stop.
Stop, won't
Yeah.
stop.
There you go.
except until-
So
30.
you shoot at this guy, kind of that's perched on this rock, and you just see his head just explode as the bullet pierces his brain, and just, I mean, it explodes like a overripe piece of fruit.
Ruben is smiling as he knows his redemption is upon him.
And Djangus.
Yeah, seeing him fall and hearing the crack of the shots from inside of the the buggy. He spins his gun on the last one that's there, and gonna do the same thing. Take another aimed shot. That's more
That's
than double,
long.
I think. So it's gonna be long. So it'd be 10 minus 10, so it'd be at
20.
Yeah, it'd be 20.
Hit 12 damage too. So that is. Does this guy have any injuries yet? Don't think so. Nope. So you hit him, and he kind of falls to a knee as you shoot him, but appears to still be alive. Ace, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use tactical maneuvering, the half action, to drive up 15 and then do a 90-degree turn and then to be able to fire my weapons
Sure.
at him. All right.
Gotta adhere to the facing rules of vehicle combat. Yep. So it just ricochets off a rock behind him. Vidic, you and your last pistol.
Yeah, which has been so effective. He's inspired by the amazing shooting from everyone around him. He's gonna take a deep breath and try and aim and get the last
This
guy.
one's a long for you, so
Yeah.
plus 10. It's a hit. 5
Oh!
damage. Yeah, that's close enough. How does it look?
He takes this long, slow breath, steadies his aim as best he can on the vehicle, and then fires the last guy, not actually expecting to hit, and then just hits him center torso, and the guy is just knocked backwards, falls backwards with a sort of smoking hole in his chest, and Vedek sits down, looking quite stunned, and just kind of looks at his last pistol for a second and says, "Huh, this is good."
Is that all of them?
Oh, for now, and he's trying to work on that flechette cannon when they might need it. How bad's the buggy, Ace? It's not looking good from up here.
Pretty damn bad.
Yeah, it's still running, but if it took another cannon shot, it would be probably in pretty bad shape.
Well, let's milk it for all it's worth.
Oh, I gotta keep going then.
Are you gonna just power past these dead things, or?
No, she's gonna pull over, kind of nearby, and she slows down. We should probably figure out what the fuck that was.
Yeah, bring it to a stop, see what you can do, and we'll take a look at whatever we're fighting.
Good. You handle that, I'll handle the fixing. And she pulls the buggy to a stop and hops out and starts working on what she can while they investigate.
Yeah, you start looking at one of the ones that heads haven't been exploded. Probably the one that Vidic just shot. And, yeah, it looks just as the token describes, right? It has this armor with these huge spikes everywhere. Its head makes it clear that it is not a human. It is like a cylinder, like a cone head almost.
Hell, I ain't seen nothing like this. These supposed to be some kind of mutants?
I do not know. Nasty creatures, though. I can see what they look like on the inside.
I don't know if we got time for that.
Regrettably not.
Yeah, if you take off its helmet, and I assume you do,
Mhm.
you notice
Yep.
that its ears are pointed and long. It's definitely humanoid, but it's different. I'm just gonna do a have you guys do like a intelligence check.
At half.
No, go ahead and do full. That's fine.
Redemption.
I told ya.
Oh no. Would Ace be
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to, or is she
sure,
busy?
sure.
Ruben
Yeah.
made it.
But Ruben made it.
Ruben made
Yeah,
it.
Ruben made it. Just.
Barely. Nice. I'm not sure if this is one, but it fits the description. I've heard of these pointy-eared things. If that's what this is. Eldar, I think they're called.
That's right.
Yeah. Some kind of Xeno then?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Well, the Inquisition might want some evidence. We could probably go ahead and bring one of these things back.
Take off its head, make it easier.
That's a fair point as well. And Djangus will pull out his knife.
Yeah, you're able to decapitate it quite easily. It also has, you're able to round up their weapons. They have these very long rifles. And you notice that there is a, in addition to the clip, there is some sort of liquid substance cartridge that appears from a very hasty examination that the bullet would pass through it. Why don't you give me a Medicae there, Vedic?
Okay.
With a plus 20.
Okay. 20. Oh.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure what it does, but I mean, you could assume that it might be some sort of toxin. And on all their bodies, you find various vials of liquids and injectors and that sort of thing.
I ought to take anything that looks like the Inquisition. Might want to take a look at it, even if we don't know what it is.
Yeah, and there's no rules against using it against their own kind if need be.
I'm not very familiar with xenotech. I don't know that we should be messing with it about too much. Also, don't suggest you express that opinion to anyone else, Ruben.
I'll smile. Yeah, if it kills them easier and faster, and it might be something we could use against them at the later point.
Ruben, don't know about that one.
At any rate, kind of looks around. We know these Eldar fellows are involved. I get the feeling the Inquisition wants to know more than just that. But we do have evidence. We got a decent idea of what would have happened. Somehow these are involved. Do we press on, or do we bring back what we have and let them go forward with that?
Well, it's gonna be daytime soon, and we need to get some cover.
Yeah, you do see that the coordinates are not very far away, and that there is a set of buildings over there. You can see it from the high rise of where your buggy sits on the road.
And at the very least, we can get eyes on them. The more information we have, the better.
Yeah, I think we gotta get to shelter anyway.
We're gonna be stuck here for about the next 8 hours or so, so let's get moving. Ace hops back into the buggy and starts it back up.
Yeah, you zoom. It's not very far now. Sandstorm's still whipping behind you, but you don't have any problems getting there. Let me and we should be closing in on being done.
You notice as you're riding, when he thinks no one's looking, Vedek is kind of pointing the pistol in the air and making little noises.
I did it. You pull up to this, what appears to be actually a fairly intact set of buildings. You drive over this platform that's clearly where ground vehicles are supposed to be parked, as there are several other buggies parked. You do notice that the sand has washed over this platform, and there's a lack of use. But the one thing that does immediately catch your eye is there's several of these large circular corridors that head into the sides of the mountains and appear to go downward. Some of them are obscured by debris and sand and whatnot, but there is one that you notice quite easily that has very bright lights flickering out in the darkness, probably heading down the sides of the tunnel, as if they're a walkway. But you also notice these generators here still running, and it seems unlikely that that would be by accident.
Shit. You gotta expect definitely some resistance in here.
You don't say. And he kind of laughs at that. Yep, that's a fair point to make. Can you park this somewhere where maybe somebody else won't see it?
Sure. Not even next to the other buggies?
Might fit in there nicely.
Yeah. And she slides it in next to other buggies. Hopefully it's not smoking as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you've done some patchwork to it, but doesn't seem to be smoking. The other buggies are half covered in sand. Some of them, they haven't been used for a long time, but unless you were really trying to pay attention, you probably wouldn't notice this from any others. A damaged buggy amongst a bunch of buggies. Yeah.
Actually gives Djangus an idea. Just in case, I want to check for some of the keys to the other ones. Might be in better shape than this one.
She'll go over them and see if she can find keys or probably a way to.
Yeah, each one of them seems to be operational. Some of them are too covered in sand, but there's probably a half dozen of them, and you find 4 of them that probably you would be able to drive.
She keeps note of the ones that she can drive out of here and looks to you. Alright, well, we should head inside, but be wary.
Yep. Everybody keep close, and let's try to figure out what these Eldar fellers are up to.
Nothing good, I'm sure.
Okay. Ignore the guy eating the thing.
Okay.
You walk into the tunnel, and you go down a couple 100 feet. It's actually quite well lit. At the bottom, you see it's a huge tunnel, and there are vehicles sitting in there. You do pass many sets of skeletons. The skeletons are all seated in chairs that had been ripped out of buggies and whatnot. There's many of them. They're all like just completely just skeletons. They aren't in any clothing. They don't appear to be damaged at all either. They're actually pristine. And you hear in the distance a soft laughter. A feminine laughter.
Oh, shit. This is... Oh, damn. And she looks to the others. I don't know if we should go any further. I think this is where... Oh, crap. Oh, the people have gone. I really don't think we should go any further.
Now, they sent us down here to figure out what happened. We don't know that, do we?
Ace. Yeah, shivers a bit. Yeah, but...
Listen, let's just wait up here a moment. How about you two lay low? And he looks at Vedic and Ace. Reuben, don't take this the wrong way, but you look like you're a sort of sneak in the night type of guy. May we go take a look at what's going on up ahead?
Sounds like a great idea.
All right. Maybe the two of you kind of lay low here, and if you hear anything... And he reaches into his backpack. He had wrapped the head in a cloth sack. If you hear anything go down, don't worry about us. Just take it and go.
Alright. But we can't really go anywhere for the next few hours, unfortunately. But we'll find a place to hide out.
That'll do. With any luck, we'll be back in just a jiffy, but otherwise, be safe.
Alright.
You
Good
too.
luck to you.
Your footsteps echo on the bottom of the tunnel. You slowly walk towards the sounds of laughter and cooing and kind of babbling. Eventually you go to a lip that overlooks a small platform. There is a slight bridge that heads across a deep chasm. You can't see the bottom of it. But on the other side of the platform, you see there is a chair. But the chair is made of skeletons, bones interweaved with each other in unnatural angles, skulls at the pillars of both where the post would be on a large chair. And seated in it is a woman, somewhat. Her skin is a dark, pale, almost ashen. She has long ears, pointed, raven black hair falls off her back. She is scantily clad, with her breasts mostly exposed, and a tight leather pants. with her legs exposed at the hip below. She has a leg thrown over the arm, quote unquote, of the chair, which happens to be many arm bones. She looks up at you and, hello.
I'm sneaking.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
stealthy.
Yeah,
I was
go
gonna try
ahead.
to be
Yeah,
sneaky.
yeah, you can.
Shit.
No, I think I got 3 myself.
3. 3, that's plus 20.
I was thinking that. Just want to make sure. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you have fate. I'm not gonna use mine because I might need it for something else.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I could cover myself up. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, Djangus
It's-
steps on the bone and it cracks.
Shit.
As you do that, Ruben, are you going to try to stay hidden or no?
No,
Okay.
he's. I'm not getting a lot of advantage from that at the
Yeah,
moment.
so she looks at you and smiles. Ah, visitors, come.
Ruben's gonna look over at the bone that Djangus stepped on. Look, how's it going?
She looks at you and, well, but better now.
I think we'll talk from this distance if that would suit you.
It doesn't suit me as well if you would come closer to me. She pats the very slight empty space in the chair. But if you must...
He looks at it, of course, knowing that this is definitely not a person. I'm guessing from the ears and the appearance and everything.
Definitely
so
not human.
He, yeah, definitely not human. He kind of looks about and take it you're responsible for this colony going missing.
Oh, they all wished to come with me, and some found quite undeserving, but some I took with me to the sacred places. They are not missing, they're quite accounted for.
So you took them away, and then the ones that were undeserving are the ones that are making that piece of furniture you're sitting upon.
Ah, yes, I suppose that is true. May I ask, who are you, and why are you here?
I go by Djangus. I was sent to figure out what befell these souls here. And with that, my curiosity appears to have been sated.
I see. Did you arrive on a large starship?
All due respect to you, ma'am, whatever you wish to be called, I ain't at liberty to discuss that particular portion of my journey. I found what I found, and that's all I need to know.
I wonder, will you leave me here, amongst this ruin? Or will you take me with you? I am so very lonely. I'm sure you and your friends would love to have discussions with me, to know me better.
I think I'll leave that to greater minds than mine of what to deal with you. Have a pleasant day, ma'am. He nods his cap and, come on, Reuben. Let's go before this becomes difficult.
Yeah, I really don't want to become part of that shit.
I would never do that. Come, just come. Treat with me for a moment. It is not every day that you meet one outside your own species.
And with all due respect, ma'am, thank the Emperor for that.
Oh, I don't know about the Emperor. I don't think he understands the ways of what I could show the both of you.
I'm quite content with not knowing those ways.
If the bones on the ground are any indication, ma'am, I would say it does not behoove us to uncover your secrets.
Oh, I'm sure both of you would be worthy.
Again, I'll pass. We'll leave you to your business for now.
Well, that is unfortunate. For the secrets I hold, I believe that you and yours would wish to behold, and not even the secrets of the flesh, which are much more interesting, but beyond there... She kind of waves her hand behind her. You see a faint glow of something, but you can't quite make it out. It's too far and around the corner. I think that is the prize. That is what you would wish to see. Don't you wish to come with me and behold it, and tell your masters what you have seen? That is what they want. This, the dead of many, would they really care? No. For when you leave, it will be gone.
Shit. I want to try to get a read on...
Absolutely.
Is
You
she-
can do that. Go ahead and
Is she fucking with me? Like, I'm trying to see if this is just... Because
Yeah.
okay, so, and out of character, correct me if I'm wrong, we were told to figure out what happened to the colony.
you were told to investigate what happened to the colony. That's correct.
So, by all accounts, as far as Djangus is concerned, that's it. Whatever the Inquisition didn't tell him about, that's their problem. But yeah, I'll try to see if she's fucking with me or this Xeno is being... God, what is this? Scrutiny?
It'd be a scrutiny against something that she's gonna roll.
Ugh.
Okay.
Looks like we might be going to the rock.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm just gonna leave with indecision. I'm just trying to see if I can glean something. It's just a half. Oh God!
I mean, you think that she is... You probably should go check what that is. You could use fate if you wanted.
My guts tell me it's all wrong. Yeah, I think I got to. I think I got to use fate. It's my last one, but fuck it.
She rolled 48. Let me see.
Jesus. That's about as bad as it gets. Oh my!
Hey.
That's half, so it's only one. Agree.
Well, that's still, yeah, I think you both passed by the same, so I'm gonna whisper you something.
Yeah, he sizes her up, and he's got this kind of foul look about him, and he just grabs Ruben by the arm and whispers to him, "Go on and tell the others what you see here. I'm gonna try to figure out what the hell she's talking about."
Well, the curiosity may get the best of them as well, and we may end up here anyway.
All the same, I know that she's got bad intentions. Go let them know what we bumped into so that if something does go down that's not very well, you're ready to intervene, but you don't need to put us all at risk. If it ends up looking real bad, we still figured out what happened.
Good luck to you.
As you begin to split up, she's like, "Oh no, both of you are none."
Is it that important, Djangus?
He thinks real hard and not enough to risk it. It's me or none. Make your choice there, lady. I know you don't mean well for me, but I intend to see this nonetheless. That being said, I dealt with your type before. Not what you are, mind you, but even you share a certain mindset with people. And I've seen them. I know what you're going to be about. It's me. It ain't going to be him.
What about the other two in the back?
You best keep your intentions on me. Looking too far ahead might get you caught from behind.
She laughs. Very well. Cross the bridge. Come with me. I will show you what you need to see.
And Reuben will tip his hat at, or James will tip his hat at Reuben and take a deep breath. Hand on his cannon.
You won't need that.
Beg your pardon, but I've heard that one before.
I understand. And she takes you forward. And you cross the bridge. She stands up, saunters over to you, and she extends her arm like at the elbow. Won't you walk with me then?
Forgive me if I don't shake hands.
She sighs. You are no fun at all. And she walks you down the bridge and around this corner, and you see in front of you this strange thing. A massive swirling energy, yellow in appearance, and you can almost look through, and you see the image of a massive city with spiraling towers of black. Kamara, do you know it?
I do not. I'm not learned in any of your ways, I'm afraid.
This is a webway. It passes through the immaterium faster than your warp. In the distance you see the ancient city of Kamara, of us, now called the Dark Eldar. There is one I seek, as I am banished from this place. I would ask you to aid me, as I will aid you. You may return to your betters and ask them if they see fit to do so. But if they do, they will have access to this gate, and they may travel where they please. Those of your orders of more learned in the ways of the Dark Eldar in such places, they will find these pathways along the immaterium invaluable. You ask them, and then come back to me. I wish you will take my hand.
Just so I can understand out
Yeah,
of character
sure.
test, she wants us to...
She wants you to do a service for her. She's not saying what specifically. But the webway, out of character, is a basically a safe warp route that the Eldar have used forever. It's one of the ways they move so quickly through the galaxy. And Kamara is the city of the Dark Eldar in the Webway. So basically she's saying that the Inquisition or whoever can use these webways if you perform a service for her. Yes.
Understood. And okay, and then she hasn't expressed her. Okay, so yeah, Djangus looks at her and kind of throws off the ill-intentioned flirtation she's throwing around. And what service is it exactly you would require for such an exchange to take place?
I simply want you to come with me into the Webway and into Kamara. And there you will learn more. I will say nothing else.
He scratches his chin. Fine. You should know anything happens to me, though, your deal is kaput, if you understand my drift.
Oh, you may leave this place and speak to your superiors first and then return. I am that confident that they will agree.
Well, I'll take your offer back to them then. See what they say.
She smiles. Good, good. She reaches out and tries to pull your mask down to look at your eyes.
He'll lean away, but he'll look at her and he'll do it anyway.
Yeah, she says, you and I are not so different. We could have some fun. And we will. We will. And she walks past you and takes a seat on her throne of bones again, allowing you to depart.
Yeah, I would. I'd be a bit tight-lipped about the whole thing. I think whenever we get back, and he'd have his hat on and walk in. We're free to get out of here. Things are weird.
What happened?
I almost think it might be better, less of us know the better, but just know it's something that the Inquisition's going to have a talk about. I don't know how much they were really interested in all this planet business of people going missing. There's some strange tomfoolery going on down that hall.
Well, we have about 8 hours to kill.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see no trouble from our other guest that's here. And looks back and looks at Vermis as well. Nonetheless, we should try to keep hidden until that passes. And when it's night, we get back and we get back up to the Inquisitors. I'll talk to him about my part, particularly. We'll do the debrief together. Don't take it the wrong way. Ain't that I don't trust none of you. It's that it really is rather dangerous information, I feel.
I'll take your word for it.
Much obliged.
It's fine by me. I'm not here to see that stuff in any ways, because there's nothing I can say or do about anything I see.
Oh, hell, that ain't true. You done fine work today, Reuben.
Oh, that's not what I meant, but yes. But it's definitely above the pay grade.
Well, let's all rest up and then get back up and out of here.
Any final words? You,
No?
go ahead.
No, so, no.
Yeah.
Good.
You each camp there for a few hours and then take one of the buggies or multiple buggies back to your ship. Flying out of the atmosphere as the dust storm begins to die down, and return to the ship to tell your tale to the Inquisition and hope that they accept your story and don't consider your very knowledge of this place and what happened heresy. And with that, we will stop here. Thank you guys for playing.